Hey, welcome back guys to another video. Today it's Loser Wednesday. So these three games I lose, and Mikey D actually asked to be in another video, so I've actually run the first game I played with him. So yeah, that's the game that drove me crazy and made me do a pawn rush. So okay, so today without further ado, let's start the first game. And this was the worst game that I played recently. So let's see how badly I played this game and see what I missed. Alright, with just a general opening, so that's not bad. So normally what happens is so this is what I've changed in my game, which this is a good thing that I can see so far. I used to move here and defend here regardless of, so I'd just be in the habit of the knight attacking this pawn. So then naturally I'd just go here to defend. But because he's moved the bishop out to target this square, if I move here, what was happening was he'd move his queen down and start targeting my f7 square, and then I was just getting it was just a headache. So this is what I've done to adjust to that. So sometimes what happens is they'll play, so this is called the Berlin defense at the moment, but before that, if they just move the knight on its own and without the bishop there and the knight was there, it'd be called the Vienna game. And same thing again. So sometimes people do that to do this and try and trick you to do this, and then they'll bring this out, bring their queen out, and if you didn't bring the f3 knight out, you just have a headache. So this is what I've done to adjust my game. Okay, so he's done an opening, so he's moved his pawn. He's looking to free up his bishop. He's looking to free up his queen. So at the moment he's doing everything fine. Alright, so I'm doing like opening up the bishop, attacking the f2 square this time. So this is not bad. So everything so far is looking quite good. So now he's pressuring on the knight, and plus he's attacking the queen. So normally a rule is if someone's pinning, we need to remove the pin. Let's see if I can remove the pin, or do I ignore it? Alright, I ignored it and I've castled. So king safety. So the thought process was there for king safety, but at the moment this is a huge weakness. We'll see if it hurts. Okay, so he's attacking this square, this square. So if his knight wants to go here, because if I attack here, he'll take my queen. So also he wants to go there and possibly take this square and then attack my rook. That's if my queen is no longer there. So that could be a long-term weakness as well. So white is doing everything aggressive and just building up quite nicely. And the only thing at the moment is, yeah, I'm just ignoring the pin. So now I'm attacking the bishop. So he retreats. And now I attack again. At this stage, this could be a blunder, because what happens is we've got the temptation of going after this piece here. But king safety, remember I said about the 3 pawns, so this could be a long-term weakness. Some occasions where it's actually better to actually do this and push your pawns, but all my pieces aren't developed yet. So I'm touching my pawns and just not developing. So this could be potentially one of the biggest weaknesses in my game, especially in this game as black. So this is something I need to look at. So he runs away. Now this square is undefended. This square is undefended now too, so I've created a weakness here. So I have to be careful, because this diagonal here is good for the white bishop as well. So I want to minimize blocking the bishop, but this is probably just a wasted move. So they call these moves a proactive move, but it's probably just a waste of a move. So I'm doing too many pawn moves at this stage and not doing enough developing. So I'm still all the way in the back rank, just ready for the next game. So, and plus I just ignored this threat, and remember I ignored that threat for so long as well. I ignored for that threat for so long as well with the pin. So that's two major things. So my game's definitely off now. Not he ignored. So now he's going to put pressure on, looking to open up the H file and just really start making me hurt. I'm trying to keep it closed. So I'm defending here and just, I don't want to open up the H file, so I want to keep it closed. So I'm probably going to thinking of moving it here as well, so locking it up. So the opponent could think about a sacrifice or two at this rate and just open up just this area. It's just so open now. It's just terrible. All right, so he pushes open. He wants to open up this file now. Hopefully I'll move here, because then it defends, and it defends this pawn as well twice, because he's attacking this pawn twice. So this looks like the move. For me, that's the move. So also this could be a move as well, because this is pinned as well. So I've got to be careful that this is pinned, which means this square is not defended, and this square is not defended. Oh, this one is defending this square. But once I move forward to defend here, this becomes a weak square as well. Like if later in the game anyway. Okay, I push, I defend this, lock it all up, because I don't want this rook coming down. And now he's opening up. So yeah, I should have really, see if I opened up here and then attacked with the bishop here, it would just look so much better. So, you know, just imagine the bishop was there. And then, you know, nothing better than gaining a tempo and developing and attacking. So that's gaining a tempo. So that would be definitely something good. I could even take the knight and just make his rook look a bit silly as well. And that means he can't castle as well. So, and if I've got the bishop here as well. So if I've got the bishop here, eyeing down this square, if the queen's gone out of there and gone here, then my bishop is stopping him from castling. And also, if I take here and he takes there, he can't castle that side either. So I'm actually I'd be hurting his rook, so I'd be hurting his long game. So it's curious to see that. So okay, so he's looking at this square now, because yeah, I can't take because the pawn is defending that square. Probably the move is moving back the bishop here, and then I could take here, and then I could take with the pawn as well. So then I could be up a pawn. But I'm playing pretty bad this game, so I didn't do that move. I was thinking about pushing the bishop off. So I sort of had the plan of pushing the bishop off, but I'm sort of ignoring what my opponent is doing. So this is totally a blunder on my part. So what did I say in the video, one of the videos before, is if you get caught up just working on your plans and forget about your opponents, you're going to lose the game, or you're not going to put yourself in a good position. And now he's attacking here as well. Now this is starting to look ugly, like very ugly. I could still push here. So I'm still trying to push the bishop off. So I'm not, yeah, this is embarrassing. I'm just trying to push this bishop off. So this is definitely, sometimes what happens is we can pretend our weaknesses don't exist, and this does exist. This is part of my game. This is me. So this is terrible, and this is something I have to work on. So now everything's attacking this piece. I've got one piece defending, so my queen is going to be totally overworked or just in trouble. So, and you know what, it's moved 22, 23, and look, yeah, not developing at all. He's just taking advantage now. Now he's pinning this pawn as well. He's still eyeing down this. If he goes here, I'm happy to take, and then he can take, but then I'm happy to take his queen as well, so that wouldn't be optimal. So now I'm actually getting rid of this dangerous bishop. Sometimes these bishops are very dangerous, but the problem is if I remove this piece, all of a sudden, yeah, my bishop's eyeing down this square. So by moving my bishop away, I'm taking away this dangerous file, but I'm also losing a huge defender as well off that block. So, and also he's taking my pawn. So on the upside, I'm defending this square as well, and I'm attacking. So it's not too bad. I've lost 2 pawns now. The actual structure's still intact somewhat. It's not looking good, but yeah, it's not looking good, but it's still intact. I'm still holding it. Alright, so now I'm attacking the bishop. I'm also attacking this square, which will fork the castle and the knight. But at the same time is I'm also, so this piece was here, and it was also defending this square. So potentially me attacking now when I should be defending, because our opponent's definitely starting to eye down, well, not that piece, but these are definitely eyeing down this area. So attacking shouldn't be on my mind. Should be trying to bring back everything together, try and just strengthen the area and strengthen my defense. But yeah, I've lost a defender now, so I'm losing 2 defenders. And yeah, it just opens your eyes up. So when you start doing stuff like that, I mean, it's great that, you know, I'm trying to create something, but at the same time, there's just no need for that. I am defending the knight, and now I've just given up those squares. So let's see if he takes advantage of it. And there you have it. See, I told you that these pieces were defending these squares. So if the knight was here, the knight would be attacked, but I could drop it back on this square, and then it would defend this square. So yeah. Okay, so I'm bringing back reinforcements now. Okay, so now he's defending that bishop and attacking here, so I have to retreat. But the problem is if I retreat, can you see it? Can you see the threat? There's a main threat here. So I've got to be careful. So if I lose my queen, so this is it here. Yeah, it's checkmate. So if I move my queen away, he goes down here and it's checkmate. So let's see what I do. So yeah, I've got to lose the queen. But I didn't really, at this stage, what I did was I put in check. This is more like a desperado move. So after this, it's just terrible. We've already worked out the loss now. So it's just, yeah, there's not much to, yeah, so I'll go to the next game. So last of all about this game, don't forget your opponent's plans, and also don't attack when you're being heavily attacked as well. So when you push forward, when you're pushing forward, don't push forward when you're heavily attacked, when they're pushing forward, especially when you're outnumbered. So keep your guys back, consolidate, and live to fight another day. But I've pushed forward and I've just opened up and I've just given everything my opponent wanted. So yeah, all these pieces all hanging, or not hanging, but that's hanging. And yeah, anyway, alright, this is the next game. These weren't all in a row, by the way. This is Mikey D's game. Thanks for subbing the channel, and also thanks for the comment. And yeah, this is a game where I got really frustrated at the end. So this is a game where I've been playing black and I've been playing this line for a little bit, and if you keep doing the same moves and your opponent does the same moves, you're going to lose. So let's see where it all went apart. So we opened up e5, e4. So this is totally different. So the last game the bishop went down here, and then I opened up this side. So this is a normal game, but this is normally what you find under 1200. So when above 1200, I've been seeing a lot of games that, you know, the bishop comes out, or they do like the Royal Lopez. We'll see if this is the Royal. Oh, there you go. I'll take it all back. That's the Royal Lopez. So yeah, attacking here. Normally I go here, because what happens is it's a neat little trick that the Royal Lopez does. So what they'll do is they'll take your knight, and you take the knight, and then they'll take the pawn and get a pawn for free for nothing. So So this is the reason why I was scratching my head. There's another episode a while back, and I was wondering, why do they always do that move? And this is why. So they do that move to defend the pawn. So when they do take the knight, we take, but we end up with an isolated pawn. So that's probably not the best scenario either. So we don't want an isolated pawn. But that's what a lot of people have been doing against me. When I do the Royal Lopez, they get the isolated pawn. So this is fine. This is what I've been talking about, what I've been doing. So I'm thinking about opening up, shadowing the bishop, defending the pawn as well. What else could we have done? Probably opened up the center, because we're defending here, 2 squares. So if we went here, we could probably go here as well. So we might be, because of the last game, I was losing momentum with the pawns. I was doing too many pawn moves. So this could be too many pawn moves. Because if you're being shadow your bishop here, it's not really feasible because our e5 pawn is blocking. So we're making our bishop blocked anyway. So there's no, yeah. So being shadowing your bishop this side, because you got this long diagonal, is probably a better idea. So yeah, so we've misplayed the opening in this sense. So this is all about establishing your opening. So yeah, we keep to the plan, trying to kick off the bishop, hoping he exchanges, we exchange. So we're overextending again, but this time there's no king here, so we can actually get away with that. So we've castled. Now we're pinning the king again because he's got the. So these bishops love pinning our pieces, especially the pawns in the early games. So now he's attacking. He knows where we're castling. So now he's attacking. So at the start of the game, you want to develop your pieces and then start pushing your pawns. So our opponent now is pushing his pawns and now thinking about attacking me. So we're blocking. I think this is a mistake on my part as well. I should have moved here. So generally what happens is if I move here, I'm defending here, put my king here, defending twice. But if I do here, the queen can come down here, become a threat, and then they exchange the bishops. And whenever you're being shadow your bishops, when you're defending, you don't want to lose your dark square bishop with your black in this position, because that's your main defender, and it just weakens your structure. So your bishop and your 3 pawns here are absolutely critical when you're defending, especially when you're being shadow. See what he's doing? I didn't know he's going to do that next. That's just so common now. So yeah, I should have moved here. Maybe it was a misclick. So I should have actually protected my knight, my bishop, sorry. So that could have been a big mistake. So he wants to exchange. So now we're attacking. We don't want to end up our bishop here, because what happens is if we take here, then they take here and get the queen in the corner, and it traps our queen. So traps our king. So now we protect this square twice. So it's not a terrible position, but we did lose our main defender. So this could be a potential long-term weakness. So all of a sudden we have a long-term weakness, and he's going to exploit it. So he's looking to attack here. We could push the knight off, but the knight does have this square now, defending, because he's pushed. Also, no, that's not hanging, so that's fine. So we take, and he gets that square. So this is the reason why we shouldn't push our pawns up, because when we push our pawns up, we weaken squares like this, and it gets our opponents in. It just totally just lets our opponents in. Now he's hanging. See, we've just pushed forward here to defend, but we've weakened this square. And now he's pinned our rook as well. So this is an example of some poor pawn moves. So if you want to know what to do with your pawns, you don't push them forward to weaken up certain squares. Okay, so we're defending. So at least we're defending. So, but left side is so weak. So he wants to open up the H file, Plus he's got his queen to look forward to coming down as well. So we're holding this position. So we're totally blocking the rook from coming down. So that's reasonable. And also we're defending this pawn, which is undefended. So that's pretty good as well. So, and we're actually up in material. So, okay. So that's not actually a bad thing. So, but our king safety is pretty bad. I'm not happy with this structure. We do have some counterplay because our opponent hasn't castled yet either, but our pieces are so passive at the moment, and we're just trying to hold our position. And yeah, so we're just trying to hold our position now. If we can survive this, we could actually counterplay. So we've got the rook going down here. If we can get the queen here, it could look really good. So he's opening up our position. And yeah, so that's the killer blow right there. So he's probably seen this a few. If he weakens this square up, yeah, and we fell for it. So the move would have been, what's the move? What's the move? The move is simply moving your king. So that's it. So sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, just simply moving your king, taking the pawn, we get up more material, or keeping up material, and we get away with a pin. So yeah, so moving the pawn was a mistake, a big blunder, or even moving there, sorry. But yeah, moving the king. So just looking at this position, and then all of a sudden if we move here, then we're also attacking the knight because we're actually defending. So yeah, so that could have definitely got some counterplay. So we could have taken there. His knight would have to move to a square. So where would his knight move? His knight's trapped. So there you have it. So one move away and his knight's trapped. So he'd probably move there because he's defended there. No, he's not defended. I move there. His knight's trapped. Yeah, his knight's trapped. So move there. Take there. He decides to take or run away. And right there is the game. We could have won this game. Right there, we could have defended, and his bishop's ugly. His knight's doing nothing. His queen would have been starting to get pushed around. He hasn't castled yet. We've got a passed pawn possibly. So yeah, that's it right there. That's the game changer. We missed the blunder, and he gets our blunder. And that's what happens with the low ranking as well. It's whoever misses the first blunder gets in a higher position. So if I miss the blunder, your opponent gets in a high position, gets such a positional advantage. And now it's just game over. This is just crushing. This hurts. And then he's attacking here as well. There's no saving it from here. So I'm just letting this play out because Mikey will be enjoying me suffer here. So I've still got this square to run away. I'm hiding in the corner. I've still got this square here. This is the position where I was talking to him after the game, and I said, this is the tactic. So what happens is if he takes the bishop here, the knight takes here, the king takes here, and he takes the knight free. So, but what he did was even better. So, because what I was saying was, I didn't realize there's a pin. So now I have to move away, and he gets the piece anyway. But in the other sense, he gets both my pieces. So for the bishop, so he's got this nice looking knight now. So I might have even won even faster because this defender would have been gone as well. See, he's not even using his bishop now. So there's definitely better if you go up the bishop, because he's not using the bishop. Would have been faster, more efficient, I guess. And that's it. So pretty much the bishop's holding the play. Now he gets the rook in. And just hope and dream. Just there we go. That's checkmate. So yeah, there you have it. This is the final game. So this is a game I was defending quite heavily, and I've missed a move again. So with the last game, I just missed one move, but Mikey D actually blundered that move, and I missed it. So as we saw, we miss games. This is why we're under 1500, because we miss these spectacular moves. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just trying to learn. Okay, so now I either take or I take here. So this guy's being very aggressive. Wait a sec. Okay, so I take with a queen. So yeah, this pawn is very deadly. So he's controlling these two squares. That's not a good start. We don't want our pawn. We don't want the opponent's pawns to be on the 5th rank, especially in the 5th rank. 5th and 6th rank usually mean death, so we definitely don't want that to happen. Nice knights there looking. We start thinking about castling here. Bring up the bishop. We are very closed, so if you have a look at our position here, the white's got positional advantage. So the pieces are equal, but our opponent has a lot more free space, so he's got a positional advantage. So if he moves his queen here, his rook his knight can come down, and it's looking good for him. He's got this square as well. So our opponent's really playing well. So we've allowed our opponent to just walk all over us at this stage. Trying to block with the knight. So he's trying to take. So he's trying to open up the H-file. So in a sense, because he's trying to open up the H-file here, probably a good idea to start castling on the queen side and just get away from this danger. And I castle on the wrong side. So because he's starting to open up this side, it's a good idea to think about where your opponent's trying to aim down and trying to attack. If your opponent's trying to attack down these squares, then castle on the other side. So you just have to say he's safe. So if he castled on this side, it would have been dangerous, but he's castled on the correct side. So we're defending. So we're still holding positions. We've still got equal material. But like I said, because we castled on this side, we've opened up our opponent's advantage on the board. So now we're defending this square. So we've got a tight defense here. We've still got 3 pawns here. The knight's starting to look a bit terrible here. We're getting pushed around. He's pushing his pawns down. So remember what I said before. So you get your pieces out, and then you push your pawns out, and that's what happens. The opening game is get your pieces out, like your minor pieces, and then you push your pawns out. So especially on the opposite side of where your kings are, just to try and open up your opponent's kings. So now we have to probably hide back here. I could go here, attack there, but we do open up the H-file, which is probably a blunder. And I think that's what I've done. So this is the blunder. So opening up this file is total disaster. You know, from a few videos back, I showed you about the fishing pole of trap. Well, same principle really. His queen's looking down this way as well. So it's not really the fishing pole trap, but it just shows you the danger of just opening up that file, especially when there's an opponent's rook eyeing down there. If he castled on this side, then it's not so dangerous, but because he's got these 2 rooks on that side. See, just there we go. So there you go. We've got this square here. He could bring here. He's got 1 pawn advantage now. Is there anything we could do to stop this? We've got this square here. We got this pawn undefended. So see what happens. I don't have to take the pawn straight away. I can attack here. Problem is, normally you got to be careful opening this file up. Opening this file up. But we don't have to be too worried because of his bishop. So if he's got no bishop on the board, so if he had a light square bishop, this would be a terrible move. But because he's got no light square bishop, we could get away with it. But still his queen could come down and take this diagonal. So it's not ideal. That's one of the rules that you hear often is never play, never play f6 and never play, c3 and all that stuff with your pawn. So I'm saying like your pawn never move that spot because it just frees up that diagonal. Okay, now he's just bullying us around now. So I'm not really sure. He's just blundered a piece, so. Wait, he's just blundered a piece and we didn't take the piece. So this is one of those situations where I say is people blunder and we miss it. So sometimes we look so hard at our game and we try not to make so many blunders or mistakes, and we just miss our opponent's mistakes. So as you get better, you got to start focusing on what your opponent's doing and see what pieces they've left behind or blundered. Because I could have taken this piece for free up. So I could have taken this piece, and then as he's done this, we could have moved down right here, then defended this square. And then once this pawn's taken, because he wants to come down here, so I knew this now that he wanted to come down here and move down here, and that'd be checkmate because this is gone. But if we take here and had this, then we would be up in material, and plus we'd have a retreat square as well. Okay, so we're defending this square now. Still haven't taken this, but the last move. Definitely, I shouldn't have taken that square because if I took this square before and didn't take this, it would have been checkmate. So okay, so should have taken the knight again because now he's still controlling this square. So there you have it. So it's as simple as that. I didn't take material when he offered it. I missed it, and there you have it. That's checkmate. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the videos. And yeah, just going through your losing games can definitely help you pinpoint where you went wrong. The very last two games, both of my opponents blundered, and we missed it. So and they put him in such a powerful position. So we just have to keep an eye out and missing these blunders, and just we could have won the game and been up in material and just turned it around. So anyway, that's progress for you anyway. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.